Since this is a flat surface, to go on the end plate, so I file it very carefully. And also because it's white metal, it's easily bent, that's okay. All I do is bend it back to shape. Usually I try to file it on the wooden block, like this. The wooden block will provide a very good support for filing. But since the camera is in the way, I have to use my hand to hold it. Anyways. After filing the seam line, again I sand the whole surface. Try to smooth out the whole surface. And as you sand, try not to bend the parts too much. Just sand the whole thing. The purpose is to provide a tooth for the primer to stick onto the metal surface. Because most people are quite scared of metal, thinking that painting metal is difficult and paint may come off. The secret is to provide some tooth for the primer to adhere to the metal. Okay, I will keep on sanding the parts. When the parts has a lot of details, then you really don't need to go into all the cracks and canyons, should I say. Just gently rub off the surface. Usually the white metal has a layer of oxidation on the surface, which will become a barrier between the paint and the metal. So you really should get rid of all these oxidized layer. Okay. See, that's a lot of details on the gearbox, and if painted right, it will look very nice in the finished model. So I will keep on cleaning all these parts. After I clean all the parts, I will do a dry assembly of all the parts. When some of the area you know that it will not be seen after assembly, then you don't really need to clean them up so much. But what you need to do is to give the parts a sand. Okay, I'll go off camera and sand all the parts. I'll come back. So when I come to the wheels, the gauge of the wheels is on the wheel itself. So what I do is I use a sanding stick, but I try not to sand it from the front. I try to sand it from the back of the wheel, like that. Try not to touch the front part. When you try to smooth out the gate, there will be a chance that you will flatten the rim of the wheel. So if you sand it from the back and not touching the front, you may flatten the back of the wheel, but it will not affect the front of the wheel. Use the sponge to sand the wheel rims. Now the wheel actually has a quick release lock nut, so I need to drill the wheel out later. Okay, I've cleaned up all the parts, and in this particular race, Monaco Grand Prix, the car for Senna is different from the car for Nakajima. So there are two different group of parts for two drivers. Since I'm making Senna's version, so all I need are these three parts. All this for Nakajima I don't need to clean, I just store them away. Now I have also put the wheels together, because in order to do the test fitting, I need to make sure the ride height of the car as well. So I need to put the wheels together. What I do is I will not touch any of the photo etch parts. I just do a test build of the major component of the kit. And what I do is I use super glue for test fitting, because once I have everything glued together, I can easily take them apart by soaking it in acetone. So I will start test building now. Now first of all are the engine parts, and then the monocoque, and then we'll fit everything together and put the wheels together to make sure the ride height is correct. So I'm going to start now. Since it's a test fitting, I don't need to be so precise about putting on the glue. The front wing seems good, seems level, but obviously I can adjust it even when I have it glued together. Second is the engine parts. Well, as I put this try to test fit this part, I realized that I need to drill this hole out, and it calls for a 1mm drill size, but I usually go 0.1 smaller, because when I'm using a hand drill, using a pin vise, my hand is not as steady as a power drill. So usually the hole that I drill with a certain size of drill bit, it ends up at least 0.1 larger. Let's see if it happens this time. Okay, let's see how far I've come. I have assembled most of the engine parts, and I need to drill some holes to fit the suspension arms onto the gearbox, and I need to cut out the photo edge part in order to test fit this whole area. And the next thing I need to do is glue this onto the base bottom tray, and then fit the brakes and wheels on it, and to make sure everything has the right ride height. Well, these are the front suspension arm. It's also photo edge part. I have only did the bottom parts, and I need to drill the 2 holes in here. These are 0.5 mm holes, and they can fit onto the body quite accurately. And then next I need to do is to adjust the ride height of the front wheels. Even though it's a very small model, but you can already see the quality of it. When it's done, it will look quite detailed. This is how the kit looks like with all the major components put together. Now the rear wing is not glue on, so I'll take it off. I make this little jig to make sure everything can be looked at when fit together, such as if the front wings is parallel to the ground, and whether the wheels are perfectly vertical. So you can see that the kit goes together quite well. After test fitting, I found that it is best to follow the instruction. Glue the brake disc to the wheel last, and then attach the wheel to the suspensions. In that case, I can make sure the wheels are in the right angle and also in perpendicular to the ground. After completion of test fitting, I will need to take the car and dip it into acetone so all the parts can come apart again. Then I will proceed to painting, and that will be the end of this part. The next part will be priming and also painting of the kit's parts. So until then, thanks for watching, and bye bye.